Welcome, smooth jazz aficionados. What a show we have in store for you tonight. Live from Maryland, we are featuring smooth jazz guitarist and composer Ken Navarro, who has created a 25-album catalog of much musical depth and scope, with numerous top 5 hits at national radio along the way. Navarro's release, Dreaming of Trains, was pre-nominated for the Grammy Awards in 2 categories, and his album Ruby Lane spent 4 months in the top 10 at Contemporary Smooth Jazz Radio, streaming iTunes and Amazon. Music for Guitar and Orchestra was Navarro's first recording with a symphony orchestra. His musically diverse discography appeals to a wide range of listeners, with inspiring compositions and superb guitar performances. For 2020, Ken released his 25th album, Into the Light. Critic Ronald Jackson said of his landmark recording, the renowned guitarist puts on a consummate display of guitar mastery as he steers the instrument and his unique stylings through various moods and colors on his very impressive release. It includes 11 new songs featuring over 20 musicians contributing to Ken's new music, including Gary Granger and John Patitucci on bass, Greg Granger, Dave Weckl, and Bruce Guthridge on Tony Craddock Jr. on saxophone, Laurie Andrews on harp, and Jay Rowe on keyboards. Some of Navarro's best-known songs include Smooth Sensation, Eric's Dream, Juliet, and When We Dance, and his albums The Grace of Summer Light and Love Colored Soul are considered contemporary jazz classics. So relax, unwind, and enjoy the smooth jazz sound of Ken Navarro. Ken, take it away.
Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome. It's my pleasure to be doing this tonight for the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Colorado Springs. And I really appreciate everybody who's here tonight. And I hope you give your support to this great organization that was kind enough to sponsor this event and bring me to you guys live for free. So remember that, and remember to make any kind of contribution you can, and to send them a nice thank you via YouTube or any other way you like. So that was Eric's Dream, a song of mine from 1995, my album Brighter Days. I wrote that for my son Eric when he was very young, about 7 years old. Now he's 33 and counting. And he's grown, and he's given us a grandchild named Juliet, and I'm going to get to her song in a little bit. But right now, I want to continue with a song that I wrote right after 9/11. I was in the middle of writing a song in my studio for an album I was going to release in 2001 when I saw the terrible planes hitting the World Trade Center. I had just been at the World Trade Center exactly a month before, playing a concert outdoors in between the two World Trade Center buildings. So when I saw those buildings come down, it had a huge effect on everybody, but it had a very large effect on me. And when it came time to finish the song, I wanted to write something that could somehow help us all heal through that. And I came up with this song called Healing Hands that I want to share with you now. Killing Hands. And by the way, I should mention that featured Eric Marienthal on saxophone, playing wonderfully on that. It's always a pleasure. Kind of weird to play without a band, but it's always a pleasure to hear Eric Marienthal and to get to play with him, if only virtually. So now I'm going to play a song that I released in 2002. And it's a song that I wrote but co-produced, something I don't usually do, with a few other musicians. And this song, it's funny, I never played it live, ever. And then it started showing up as one of my most watched songs on YouTube. I think it had at one point over 1 million views or listens or whatever. And I said, I guess people like this song. Maybe I should be playing it. So I'm going to share it with you now. It's called In the Sky Today. And that was In the Sky Today. So I mentioned earlier that my son Eric had a daughter about 5 years ago. And on the week of her birth, I decided to write her a song. We call her Julie, but her full name is Juliet. And this is Juliet's song. And I might also mention, this was a #1 song for me on national radio. And with all that extra income that comes from something like that, we started a nice college fund for Julie. So anyway, here's Juliet. That's Juliet. So in Joe's very gracious and generous introduction, he mentioned my album Dreaming of Trains, which got pre-nominated for a couple of Grammys. And I want to play a song from that album for you now. I'm going to tune really quick because where I am here in Maryland, we had a thunderstorm a couple hours ago and it's really humid. And my guitar is moving a little bit. So I'm going to go off camera just for a sec. I'll be right back. Yeah, I knew there was one out of tune. Anyway, this is called The Stars, the Snow, the Fire. And I should mention on that song, The Stars, the Snow, the Fire, which is from my album, Dreaming of Trains, that features my longtime keyboardist, Jay Rowe, on keyboards, the great drummer, Joel Rosenblatt from Spyro Gyra on drums, and the amazing bassist, Tom Kennedy, who's played with a who's who of jazz musicians. I was really blessed to have those guys on that record with me. They all played great, and you heard them on that song just now. So as Joe mentioned, I have a new album. It's not all that new. It came out, I guess, in February, March area. But it's done extremely well for me. It's pretty nice because it's my 25th album, and it's great to see people still getting what I'm doing. And as longtime listeners of mine know, I keep trying to expand. I keep trying to go into new areas, new musical challenges for me and to some degree for the audience. But I think it's always melodic and always easy to find your way into it. But I feel like I've been very blessed to get to do something I love for, wow, I don't want to date myself, but getting close to 50 years now. And I feel like it's my responsibility to just keep growing as a musician and keep trying to give my longtime fans, especially, something new with every album. So anyway, I'm going to share with you the song that was the big hit on this one. It's a song that I wrote with my wife in mind, Kristen, and it's called When We Dance. Oops. When We Dance, from the new album, Into the Light. So I wanted to mix this up tonight and give you guys like a lot of variety. which is kind of challenging for me, but more rewarding, I hope, for you all, and something to make this night a little more special. So I wanted to play a song that I've recorded on my The Grace of Summer Light album. The song's called The Grace of Summer Light, but I orchestrated it for a full orchestra for my album from 2018 called Music for Guitar and Orchestra. And so I'm going to play for you tonight something I'll probably never get to play live because I can't afford the orchestra that much. But this is The Grace of Summer Light with the full 60-piece orchestra. And this features, by the way, Dave Weckl on drums, who's just masterful, and the wonderful John Patitucci on acoustic bass, plus one of my favorite harpists in the world, Laurie Andrews on harp. So here's The Grace of Summer Light from Music for Guitar and Orchestra. There it is, The Grace of Summer Light with the full orchestra, featuring Dave Weckl on drums, John Patitucci on bass, and Laurie Andrews on harp. So I'm getting down to the final couple songs of my presentation to you all tonight. I hope you're having a great time. It's a little weird because I know you're in there, but I can't see you, and I feel you somehow, though. Some kind of a vibe is there, which is great. But I'm now going to play a song that's been it was one of my biggest hits. I recorded it back in 1997. It was the title track of my album at that time, which would have been my 7th album. So it's ways back there, but I still love playing it, and I get a lot of requests for it. So I'm going to play it for you tonight. It's called Smooth Sensation.
And that was Smooth Sensation. So we've come to the end of this concert, and I have really enjoyed myself. And I want to thank Joe Alvarez, and also, most importantly, the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Colorado Springs for having me, for sponsoring this, for doing such a great job presenting me. And I also want to give a shout out to Jay Billups, who's been doing all the engineering, all the video stuff you're seeing. He's been handling it all. And I think, as you can tell, he's been doing it flawlessly, which in this age of everybody on the internet, all at the same time, is no small feat. So thank you to everybody involved with this. And by the way, if you want, you can go to my website, www.kennavarro.com, and you can get a copy of my latest album, Into the Light, and I will autograph it to you exactly how you want it. So please feel free to do that. I love doing that. I do it myself. I even lick the stamps and put the envelope in the mailbox. So it's definitely a personal delivery for me. So what I'd like to end with tonight is another song from the Music for Guitar and Orchestra album that's very special to me. I've recorded it numerous times through my career, originally on my third album, The Labor of Love, then on my live album, A Blaze in Orlando, and then finally, I wrote an orchestration for it for Music for Guitar and Orchestra. It's a song that I wrote for my dad, whose name is also Joe, and he died about 3 years ago. He heard me perform this song in concert many, many times. I always dedicated it to him. It's called Fortunate Son. And of course, I'm the fortunate son because I had him for a dad. And I can't really begin to express all the things that he taught me and all the things that he gave to me. It's why I'm standing here. It's why I'm able to do something that I love. And even though he had no idea how all this worked, the music, the guitar, the business of music,
he supported it, and he supported it, by giving me plenty of encouragement and just showing me that he believed in it, which means a lot when it comes from your dad, especially when you have a father who you really respect. So this is Fortunate Son. I'm going to go off camera for a minute while the orchestra brings me in. I have to tune my guitar a little differently for this, but I'll be back. Don't worry. So anyway, here's Fortunate Son. unfortunate son. Thank you so much. Thank you again to the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Colorado Springs. And good night, everybody. Have a good rest of your evening. I hope you've enjoyed it. And maybe I'll see some of you at the website. Thanks again, you guys. Bye-bye.